The Aragua Train is living proof of how the chaos in Venezuela is spreading beyond its borders. The Aragua Train is the scourge of Latin America. It is the expansion of terror as a way of life. This Venezuelan criminal organization, born in the bowels of the Tocoron prison in the state of Aragua, has become a regional threat that reflects the reigning chaos in Venezuela. The Venezuelan migration crisis was the fertile ground for its expansion. The Tren de Aragua gang has infiltrated its members among desperate migrants, establishing cells in Colombia, Peru, and Chile. The figures for their growth are alarming. In Colombia, they take advantage of drug trafficking routes. In Peru, extortion and violence are skyrocketing. Chile, once peaceful, is now the scene of their illicit activities and the most cruel murders. The United States already has the first detainees in its main cities who share the same modalities and tattoos as the rest of the members in South America. Immigration offices and security ministries are sharing information, and it is evident that the infection has spread to the north and south. Their tactics are extremely brutal. Indiscriminate violence, widespread extortion, and human trafficking are their modus operandi. The testimonies of the victims are heartbreaking. Displaced families, closed businesses, communities plunged into fear, and a risk that grows wherever they operate. Why does the Maduro regime allow this? The answer is terrifying: complicity. The Venezuelan government not only tolerates the Tren de Aragua, but actively collaborates with them. It provides them with false identities and allows them to operate without reprisals within Venezuela. This criminal organization has become a useful tool for Maduro, an arm of state terrorism that commits crimes on commission in countries where his regime is critical. The brutal murder of former Venezuelan military officer Ronald Ojeda in Chilean territory revealed the reality of what had been suspected. The regime kills through them. Ojeda's case brought to mind the darkest periods of South American military dictatorships and their Plan Condor, which had the same objective: to kill opponents wherever they are. The lack of action by the Venezuelan authorities is eloquent. While the Tren de Aragua expands its empire of terror, in Venezuela they operate with total impunity. Prisons are their headquarters, from where they coordinate transnational operations, receiving weapons and instructions with total impunity. Fighting terrorism requires a coordinated response from all governments in the region. However, the lack of cooperation from the Venezuelan regime makes this task almost impossible. The question is no longer whether the Aragua Train is a real threat, but how much longer can the region contain its advance without addressing the root problem? The solution inevitably involves a change in Venezuela.